The season comes to a close with a bang. In 2021, Formula One has seen a number of unexpected events, like Max Verstappen's first championship win, Kimi Raikin's retirement, and Fernando Lanto's podium finish, to name a few. On the other hand, Ferrari's third-place finish in the constructor standings was one of the season's major highlights. The efficiency of this Italian car manufacturer had improved significantly from the previous season when they finished sixth behind Racing Point and Renault. Ferrari appears prepared to fight frontrunners Mercedes and Red Bull once again and reclaim their old glory, confident in their success so far. Welcome back to Formula One Zone, your pit stop for all F1 related news, and without further ado, let's look at why Ferrari has issued a warning to Hamilton and Verstappen, as well as what they have planned for the forthcoming season. Known for their long legacy in the sport, Ferrari has been on the wane in recent years, with their last Constructors' Championship victory coming in 2008. Since then, luxury car manufacturers have fallen by the wayside, finishing third or fourth place each year. However, with the entrance of the turbo-hybrid era in 2014, the teams were given a new opportunity to demonstrate their engineering and development skills. While Mercedes came out on top in this category, Ferrari quickly caught up, finishing second in 2017, 2018, and 2019 in that order. When concerns regarding Ferrari's engines surfaced, things quickly changed for the team, resulting in a full-fledged inquiry launched by the FIA. What exactly went down? Ferrari's engines were said to have surpassed the maximum allowed fuel flow by tricking the centers, oil burning from the intercooler fluid, or doing both at the same time. Following these occurrences, the FIA and Ferrari struck an unreported deal, the terms of which remain unknown, much to the chagrin of the other teams. Following their covert agreement, the Ferrari vehicles struggled with straight-line speeds, significantly reducing their early-year performance. Max Verstappen, a Red Bull driver, commented on the episode at the time, saying, "Of course, that's what happens when you play fair, but sure, they took a good look at it, so now we have to keep a tight eye on it." Of course, Ferrari team president Mattia Binotto was quick to dismiss any such reports, claiming, "I think there are a lot of stories out there, and we should not be too concerned because we need to stay focused on the settlement. It's fairly straightforward. There has never been a regulatory violation, and that's all there is to it. Our rules are complicated." Since then, other technical instructions have been given. And the reason for the settlement's lack of transparency is that it concerns our technical intellectual property, so we need not describe our power unit's operation to the entire world. Michael Masi, the FIA race director, has delivered stern warnings to Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton and Red Bull's Max Verstappen prior to the season's last race in Abu Dhabi. With the championship on the line, all sights are on the extremely tense race between the two drivers who collided again in Saudi Arabia, with Verstappen receiving 2 consecutive time penalties for driving violations. If neither driver would have finished the race that weekend, Verstappen would win the championship by virtue of having more race victories. Masi has attempted to prevent an intentional action deciding the title since he was aware of the likelihood of an intense season, finale similar to that between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost at Suzuka in 1990. Ferrari's incident did not get any better as the vehicles struggled to keep up with the 4-time world champion competitors due to a weaker power unit. Sebastian Vettel, who will drive a Ferrari till the end of the 2020 season, revealed his frustrations with the car. "I'm doing everything I can to be as fast as I can, but I'm clearly not getting the same performance out of the car as Charles. So I'm looking forward to working with the engineers to try to understand and fix it and to keep working on it." Later in the year, he expressed his dissatisfaction with the car's performance, saying, "The entire year was a struggle. I definitely thought about it a lot during the season last year, and I'm not thrilled with how things went in terms of performance, partially because of my own performance." Vettel, who was associated with Ferrari since 2015, was visibly dissatisfied with the Ferrari car as he looked forward to recreating his Red Bull victory. Drivers' licenses may be suspended or revoked. Masi emphasized several of the components of the FIA's International Sporting Code in his event notes before the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix ISC. He emphasized any infringement of the principles of fairness in competition, unsportsmanlike behavior, or effort to influence the outcome of a competition in a way that is contrary to sporting ethics. This is not a new rule, but Massey is taking advantage of the chance to remind everyone about it ahead of the race. This would be similar to the penalty imposed on Ferrari's Michael Schumacher in 1997 after he was found guilty of attempting to disqualify Williams' Jacques Villeneuve from the European Grand Prix in Jerez. In the end, Schumacher was unsuccessful and Villeneuve took the title on the track. No one, not even Red Bull or Mercedes, will be culpable. Whatever their drivers' on-track behavior, the teams have been reminded not to use unfair means to determine the championship. For example, they could use their backup drivers to sabotage the title race by colliding or driving unfairly. Massey emphasized that such actions will not go unpunished. The competitor, i.e., the team, shall be fully responsible for all acts or omissions on the part of any person participating in or providing a service in connection with a competition or a championship on their behalf, including in particular their employees, direct or indirect, their drivers, mechanics, consultants, service providers, or passengers, as well as any person to whom the competitor has granted access to the reserved areas, according to the section. Massey clarified that any points stripped will not be subtracted individually for the drivers and teams, implying a knock to both championships. Except in extraordinary circumstances, this will be the case. In terms of Ferrari's effectiveness in 2021, the team introduced a new lineup that included Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, as well as a significantly enhanced SF21 car. Benito was enthusiastic about the new automobile, comparing it to the old model. I believe we made development in all areas that were conceivable from our end. The Aero is unquestionably superior in terms of behavior and correlation, but we sought to improve the power unit, the car, and anything else we could. I believe we are still short on the engine, but it is less than previously. Therefore, the gap is closing and we are approaching convergence. Ferrari has sent a warning to Verstappen and Hamilton, saying that they will be under fire from the boys in red as they compete for the 2022 championship. The two Ferrari drivers, who are at the top of their careers, may win races and even the championship if given an equally matched vehicle from the team, breaking the team's dry run that began with Sebastian Vettel won in Singapore in 2019. Ferrari was primarily focused on developing their 2022 car while actively competing in last year's Scuderia campaign. Carlos Sainz has great hopes for the Ferrari 2022 automobile, noting, with Ferrari in 2022, I have tremendous aspirations. It's impossible to predict where we will be next year, but I believe the team has matured significantly, and we became a much better team during the season in terms of pit stops, strategy, tires, and weekend execution. We will be ready if the car does well this year. Red Bull's Helmut Marko, on the other hand, has a different opinion of Ferrari, dismissing the Italian team's challenge by saying, Mercedes, we have the potential, the people, and the continuity that speaks again for a fight at the highest level, especially when there are no other drivers such as Hamilton and Verstappen. Although the 2018 season appears to be not so promising for Ferrari, the team's fortunes could hinge on how the other teams adjust to the new rules. This will have an impact on the performance of his customer teams, such as Alfa Romeo and Haas, who is also aiming to improve this year. The pairing of Leclerc and Sainz as the two set to fight down reigning world champion Max Verstappen and establish themselves once and for all is Ferrari's greatest strength. So how do you feel about Ferrari beating Leclerc or Sainz might be the next world champion if Mercedes and Red Bull cooperate? Let us know in the comments below, and while you are there, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Formula One Zone. Push the bell icon so you F1 lovers never miss an update from us.